several questions, especially from young people, concerning properties in Nigeria, concerning land banking, where to build, and whatnot. Today, our conversation is going to surround top questions that have caught our attention. My name is Blessing. I'm a Gen Z in the real estate space for over 2 years, and here with me is...
My name is Grace, real estate Gen Z, and I've been in leadership for over 2 years also.
Okay, before we start taking these questions, I would like to ask you, Grace, why do you think Gen Z don't like getting involved with real estate, especially Gen Zs in Nigeria? They don't like owning properties or wanting to have any conversation about properties in Nigeria?
Well, I'll first start with saying it depends largely on the people they surround themselves with, their friends, basically. Because if your friend is not interested in real estate, you will be like, okay, what do I need real estate for? And also, a lot of Gen Zs feel they are too young to own real estate property.
True. Most young people are still living with their parents and they still feel under the umbrella. And our parents have made this mistake. Time keeps going, properties keep appreciating, and they feel, if I'm going to buy something now, I need to start using it. So they are not well informed. They don't know that they can land bank. They don't have to buy property and start building. They can start farming on it. And so I feel Gen Zs need to be involved. They need to be informed about land banking and different ways you can own properties in Nigeria, even without using it immediately. So we'll just go right in our questions. We're taking 10 questions in this session anyway. The first question is, what is land banking? What do you think land banking is?
Land banking is just like when you're banking, where you put your money in the bank to save. So land banking is saving into land.
True.
Yes. So you buy a property without the intention of building immediately. So you're not rushing that, come and build your property. So you now have to start worrying about cement or blocks. So you can buy the property with the intention to either resell it in the near future, or you can actually develop the property by building and the other things.
Land banking is one of the best way to own properties. The first property I have owned is via land banking. I'm not ready to start building. Blocks are expensive and all of that. I can do it, but at least I have something. I have a piece of earth in my name. So having something is like a bragging right. Land banking. So the next question, would you like to ask me the next question?
I have one here from a fellow Gen Z saying, how can we land bank?
Okay, there are several ways you can land bank when it comes to properties in Nigeria. The first one you can do, you can buy a property at the current value. Just buy the land. I'm not ready to build, but at least you just have proper documentation, everything. You just have it with you. Then you keep it while you have that land, you leave it for a period of time. Then maybe when the environment is appreciating, or when you feel you are ready to start building, you can go ahead to start developing on that property. Or you can buy it at the current value, leave it for a period of time. With my experience in real estate, I've never heard of the time when property is depreciating. It's always appreciating, and it's like in 12 months, it's appreciating in speed. Like in 6 months, you can get over 1,000% appreciation on your land. So you can leave your land to appreciate for a period of time, then you can choose to resell. That is another land banking method, because you bought for less and you are selling for big. And another fantastic way to land bank, which is very dear to me, is the agricultural aspect.
That is my best.
We have such projects.
Kefi Court.
Yes, we have such projects with Rep 360. That estate is called Kefi Court. So what we do there is, this is for people who are not ready to start building. They just want to buy for current value. We launched this estate for 2.5 million naira last year, and currently it's selling for 7 million naira. And all you have to do, while your land is appreciating, you are still earning from it, because farming is ongoing. So if you're not ready to build, what you can do is you buy the land, start farming, cultivate it, earn from it. You can do animal husbandry, poultry, you can do whatnot. So
You're giving me ideas.
land, you can do
I'm
poultry.
going to do poultry. Because I feel like,
But I feel if you should start poultry, you literally eat. Or if I should start poultry farming, I'm going to eat all of it. So please just do farming.
Yes.
I love farming. The yams in Kefikon, this is harvest
you want
period.
just even harvested.
Yes, this is harvest period, and yams in Kefikon, the reviews we have been getting is these are very sugar yam, because we have to bring these farmers all the way from Benue.
It is very big.
Yes, it's and we all know Nigeria is a very fertile land. So having a property you are not ready to start using is very good to start leveraging your farming on. I have this question several people have asked. Where can we land bank?
Well, when you're looking out for places you can land bank,
Okay.
you need to look out for places with room for growth and development. Places where the government have plans for around that location, whereby, for example, they intend to build a food hub,
Infrastructure.
like infrastructure. You need to look out for that also.
Okay, but real estate companies keep telling us to buy the bush and it's going to develop.
Let me tell you. When you're being told to buy the bush, yes, buy the bush. The bush is good, but at the same time, buy the bush in strategic places. Because when you say you want to buy the bush, and you go to the location where the bush is and you buy it
in 5 years time,
5 years, 20 years, the bush is still there.
Or you just realize the place is in flooded area. It's a government property. No. So if you are going to buy the bush, very nice, fantastic, but be strategic about buying the bush.
Because the infrastructure is needed. Because until infrastructure and development around that place, that is when the bush can
become valuable. Okay.
So I've been getting this question a lot, and a lot of people ask, what can you do, like, for people who are just new into the real estate industry and they are wondering, they want to start small? Because it has been this notion that when you want to invest in real estate, you need to have a whole lot of capital. You need to start big. You need to show them that you've arrived. Can someone who just want to start small, then expand in the near future?
Well, in my opinion, I don't think there is any really small piece of land.
True.
I feel every piece of land is valuable so far you have due documentation, you have done your due diligence, and you have certified your ownership on that land. And just like in areas like Yaba Island today, you see very little piece of land and they'll be selling for very high amounts. And people are still rushing and they can do anything they want to get it. So you can buy a 300 square meter today. Tomorrow, you can buy a 300 square meter today for 2 million naira. Tomorrow, that same 300 square meter, people will be begging you to even sell half of it for 200 million thereabouts. So that is how valuable.
So I have a question, which I feel like a lot of people need to know. Because when they hear 300 square meter is half a plot, they think that the only thing they can do on 300 square meter is to build a bungalow. Because I used to have that notion until I did my due research and I found out that you can do more than that. So what can a 300 square meter do?
A 300 square meter can comfortably build 2 units of 3-bedroom flats. And I'm not just saying 3 rooms self-contained or 3 shops. 3-bedroom flat, 2 units of 3-bedroom flats, parking lots, gardening area, and you still have a lot of space around you. That's how big a 300 square meter is, or even a 250 square meter is. So you can buy a 300 square meter, then when you now want to expand big, you can even start building story buildings. It doesn't have to always be a bungalow. The height of your building is you have to, it starts from the foundation. Yes. All right, so just get a very good developer, and that will optimize your property for you. 300 square meter is luxury.
For those who have heard, you can start with the 300 square meter plot of land.
Yep.
So yes, this question I got it like 3 weeks ago, and someone was asking, what are the risks of land banking? Because as we know, there is a pro and con for everything.
Yes.
So what are the risks of land banking?
Okay, that's a very nice question. Because I know some people will be watching and will be thinking, oh, we're just going to say all the good things about land banking and
Yes.
everything. We are going to tell you the bad parts. Don't worry. Like Grace had mentioned, be strategic about buying the bush, so you don't buy somewhere that is slow to development. That's one. And there are cases where, because I'm not ready to build on my property, I have bought this land, I've gotten documentation, then maybe over the years when I'm ready, I notice that my neighbor has built into my property or my, so with Rep 360 it's different. That's why you need to get a verified and valid source when you are buying properties.
Yes.
So if you're buying properties with Rep 360, we already have the layout. You're getting your allocation. Everything has been done. So if you're buying your property, you're getting allocated, you're getting perimeter fencing, you're getting perimeter survey that shows the map of where you have been allocated. You're getting deed of assignment, all due documents for your land. And no matter how many years you have left that land pending, the land is still there.
Yes.
So because it's secured, all our estates have perimeter fencing. We have site managers. You don't have access into the estate without permission from the office. So you need to know what company you want to buy your first property in, what company you want to land bank in. So these are key things these are things you have to look out for. And because of land banking, because people are not ready to build on their land, some would not bother. They will not go and investigate, or they will not go for site inspection.
Yes.
I would advise that you always go, whenever you are driving by or whenever you are free, you can always go for site inspection to see what's happening, so that you don't have that situation of an omonile coming to resell that same particular land that they have. So you just that's why I like to advise that after you have been allocated, if you're not ready to do anything, at least do a perimeter fencing. Yes, it gives you ownership
and possession of
on that land. So you can randomly go for site inspection.
Yes.
Check if your land is still there, and maybe you tell a family member or someone to, oh, I have this property, go and check what's happening within the area.
So for those who are not in the country.
Exactly. So you have to know if the place is safe, if security is coming in, and things like that. So these are key things you should know, so that you don't fall victim of real estate scam, or you come and you see your property has sold. Yes, or somebody is building on it, or they've sold it 10 times to people. So it has happened with people who do land banking. So our advice, if you are enjoying this conversation and you feel you like the idea of land banking, you want to own properties, and you want to do real estate, and you want to do it right, you should comment land banking in the comment section, and we'll put you through. All right. So would you want to ask the?
No, you can.
Do you have other question? So I have this question from my end. It says investing in real estate space is good, but is it good for someone my age?
Well, real estate is good for everyone. Like I said, there is no age barrier to having a real estate property, because someone who is 3-year-old, like the parents can buy a property on behalf of that child and register the property.
True.
Yes. So let me tell you a quick story. Like when I was quite young, my mom invested in stocks, because like not this bank dividend stuff, so that when I grow up I'll receive earnings from it.
Okay.
And the intention behind it is that, okay, I'm going to receive dividends and do like my trust fund for when I'm going to the university.
Okay.
Just for my mom to share, 3 years later, the bank and everything closed.
So what happened to the money?
Money, as it went like.
Wait, there's nobody to hold. There's nothing tangible.
No one.
There's no liquidity.
So it was now an issue of had I known. So now that I now know a lot about real estate, and the funny thing is that my mom was giving the offer to buy a property but because that time, when they're advising you, don't go into real estate, don't buy land
Because of the scam.
Yes,
I wouldn't blame her. We have more real estate scams, especially in Nigeria.
Yes.
So to get a very valid and legit sources. No. So what did your mom do?
And she was like, she now told me, I now asked my mom that. My mom now told me that had she known, she would have bought a property instead. I'm not like, you now imagine me having a property since
You were young.
When I was just giving birth to.
Yeah.
And I now want to resell that property. Let's assume she bought the property at Lekki. And I now
True.
decided let me sell one
the
of the
value
properties.
of Lekki.
Yes.
You don't even need to work. You just be like retirement queen.
I'm now imagining why did she not go into land bank? But at the same time, knowledge is power. So she was not fully informed before she made that decision. So for someone my age, real estate is good for everyone, and especially for salary earners. You think that okay, because you earn monthly, you cannot
keep working. You can't keep resuming work.
You are going to retire one day. You are going to retire, and you are not going to keep working till you are 100 years old. You are going to retire 60, 70. You will stop work. So you need something to fall back on. Maybe a property whereby you can build your house on eventually, or
and
property
relax.
that you can decide to resell to like. Okay, this is what I want. So you
Some
don't have
people
to stop your children
unconsciously they've just signed up that from young age till older age they will work till they die.
But things are not like you are going to have to retire one day.
Yeah.
And so real estate is one of the surest things whereby even if you work for 50 years,
when your bones begin to fail you know that
you have something to fall back on.
True.
Yes. So
that's fantastic.
The best part is our company has instrumental payment plans for salary earners. If you are interested in like owning a property with your 9 to 5 salary, we have instrumental payment plans for that.
So you get to pay monthly.
Yes.
For as long as
25 months.
Fantastic. So you can spread your payment for as long as 25 months as a salary earner. You pay in bits, and before you know, you have a piece of the earth in your name.
Yes.
So I have another question that I feel you are in best position to answer that question. How can I verify this property is legit?
See, we've said this over and over and over again, but at the same time, we cannot keep the reason.
You can't emphasize enough.
Yes, because when you need to verify, you need a lawyer and a surveyor to run the checks before you make payment or you sign any document. But at the same time, just in case you don't have access to lawyers or surveyors, or you feel like they're too pricey for you, you have the right to ask the company for the deed of assignment and the perimeter survey to know the location of the land and to also know how the document to be sure that the history of the land.
It's always stated in the deed of assignment.
Yes, so that will help you
know how valid it is.
And also, do not forget site inspection. She said it earlier, but you cannot overemphasize on it. Site inspections. Like, why would you buy a property for 3 years yet you've not gone to the land once, or you've not sent a representative to go to the land? That is the mistake a lot of people do. They buy a property, they don't go to see the land, they don't go to visit the land. Then 20 years later or 10 years later, they're asking, where is my land? You are a scam. The fault will now be on the real estate company, whereby they did not go to check.
By then, the real estate company must have closed up.
As in, I did not even
must have expanded.
Because for the fact that you bought a property and you did not deem it fit to take possession of the land or to claim ownership or to even send your representative, to even collect it. Some people actually do not bother to receive their documents. They will be like, okay, see, I already paid for the land. They will get receipt and that is it. They don't fill subscription form, they don't do anything. So a lot of things need to be looked at.
In place.
Yes, for you to be sure that okay, with this property, to get the real checks of them.
All right. So you mentioned something about the deed of assignment.
Yes.
So there's another way to know if it's there's this point I'm adding to know if that real estate company is legit or the real estate firm is legit. So the person you mentioned that I have the right to ask a real estate company for deed of assignment.
Yes.
So there are times when maybe I'm buying from Omonile or someone and they mention that and I asked for deed of assignment and they said they can't provide deed of assignment to me. So that way I already know that it's shady because for you to sell something to me, you need to have full possession of it. So I
And
need
the
a deed of assignment to
shows
show
the
that
ownership.
this was transferred
Yes,
to you,
me,
and
yes.
you have
The right to
before you can
transfer it to the
transfer
other
to me.
person.
So
Yes.
you need to ask if they have the deed of assignment of what they are selling to you, perimeter survey,
Yes.
registered survey. You have the right to ask all of this, and it's best if you can afford a lawyer or a surveyor to help you
yes.
check all of this before you sign or make payment to any properties. So do you have questions for me, Grace?
Well, it is also similar to like how to verify if the property is legit. So it just seems like most of the time when I'm like having calls with clients and they're telling me if the property does not have CFO, I'm not interested. Like I once spoke to one lady and they were like, show me the CFO. It was more of, if not, I'm going to this, you are a scam. Like, what she said was, and I was like, why is it that people believe that if
Without
you
CFO,
don't have CFO on that property, the property is not legit, like it is fake.
And what people don't understand is, even with CFO, your land can be fake. You can get a fake CFO.
Yes.
CFO is another paper document. CFO is just one of the highest form of land ownership documentation in Nigeria. So there are other recognized documents that certifies your ownership on land. There is the allocation letter, there's the deed of assignment, very important, because deed of assignment contains history of how many people this land have been passed down to. Yes. So there's the deed of assignment, there's the perimeter survey. Perimeter survey shows where you have been allocated. Any surveyor should be able to identify where your land is with a perimeter survey. Then there's a registered survey. They do similar tasks, but
this one from the state government.
Yes, the registered survey carries more weight than, so it's, if you have deed of assignment, allocation letter, perimeter survey, and registered survey, which Rep 360 will provide, you are good to go. You are a certified owner of this property, and Rep 360 provide all. We have estates with CFO, but we also have other estates without CFO. But after you have gotten allocation, we can assist you. If you still feel I want to get a CFO, we can assist you with getting your CFO.
I also have something to add to that. Because when you're land banking, I personally feel like land banking should be affordable, just so that when the return comes, you're able to maximize
the profit.
So when you're buying a property of 30 million naira, and because you want CFO and you want to land bank,
the CFO is very pricey.
If you want to land bank with a land of 30 million, what are you land banking? The thing is already good to go. So it is not. There are some properties that you buy to be affordable for you to be able to land bank. So when you get the CFO, which is pricey, by like you said, it just defeats the whole purpose of the land banking, because it just lets the value skyrocket. So when you buy the property, like majority of land banking titles are freehold, and freehold like where the property is not under any government encumbrance, which is also good to go, and you have the necessary documents, and you now decide that you want to land bank for 10 years, you now want to do the CFO in the first year.
In the first year.
Like, I personally do advise my clients that it just defeats the purpose. When the property is at this value, let's say about the property of 1 million naira, and after 10 years, you're selling it for 30 million. When you decide to do the CFO, I feel like that is when it matters, because that is when, like people know that, okay, this value is for this. Now imagine buying a property where it's supposed to be land bank and everywhere is bush. And now say that's your CFO. No one is believe you. So let's see. Do you have any questions? Yes.
I don't have any question from my end, but I feel we should take one more question and
I have one. Okay, so I've got a question, last question actually.
Okay.
Are there payment plans such as like instrumental payment plans for those who want to start but they don't have the funds like pay outrightly? They just want to like pay over a particular period of time?
Yes, there is payment plan. Rep 360 understand that not everybody can pay outrightly on their property, and we want more young people to get involved with real estate, more salary earners to get involved in real estate. So we have payment plan for everybody. For Empress City, you can spread your payments up to 25 months, and this is a very good thing, because when you do an initial deposit, you have locked down into old price.
Yes.
So by the time you are done making all that payment, the land must have appreciated 3-4 times, and you would not be affected because you have locked down into old price. Some of our estates allow you to spread payments up to 12 months and others to 25 months.
Yes.
So you know what works for you, and
Yes.
it's a good thing. I have a client that are keyed into Kefi Court. Kefi Court comes with agricultural projects where you buy the plot, we plant on it along the line. After 9 months, we harvest it.
Yes.
Then so it's a year
Thing.
annual income, passive income. So she bought one plot because she didn't really trust the process. She bought it for 2.5 million naira, and when she came back to buy, because she got her first return, and she came back to buy another plot, it was already 7 million naira. She's like in regret. Her land has appreciated, but she wish she had bought more.
Yes.
So if you cannot buy outrightly,
I don't have something to say that first. Before this area price update,
okay,
and a client of mine bought before, and she now decides like she wanted to buy another one, but she just wanted to complete the payment of that one before she buys another. And when she like paid the deposit for Iri, just for her to find out, like just for me to find out, it was not expected. But a week after, the price for Iri moved from 5 million to
7.5 million naira.
And I'm like, God,
had it been she had done an initial deposit?
No, she did an initial deposit
For the second plot.
Yes, that is
fantastic.
What saved her.
So she's buying on profit.
The person who made that mistake of not paying a deposit was a client of mine who bought a plot, but she came back like 3 months later to buy another half a plot for Empress City.
Okay.
When she came, she bought it for 850,000, and the best thing was it wasn't on a discount the last time. When she came back, she had to pay the full price. I think it was 1.2 at that time, 1.5. She had to pay for the property, and so like she'd have just bought both plots at that time. So I'm like, if
you don't have it at once, you can pay.
Yes.
Don't investing in real estate doesn't mean you should break the bank or go broke because you have bought a property. Buy with convenience, buy with peace of mind. That's why you should talk to us to put you through. Talk to Rep 360 to assist you with a payment plan that fits your pocket size, with an investment that fits your budget.
So you can land bank with ease.
All right, so we have come to the end of this session.
Yay.
And I gained a lot of knowledge talking to you, and some other things came up and everything, and I'm sure
of that I wasn't even aware of, just like made me know about some.
Fantastic. And I'm sure our viewers have gotten insight from our conversation. So if you like what you're seeing, don't forget to share this video to your friends, especially the Gen Zs among your circle. Share it with them so that they can understand and know how to do real estate and do real estate right.
Yes. All right. So watch out for our next session, because it's gonna be loaded, and we are going to have answers to other questions such as how you can resell and legal. We're going to go in detail about the other questions
that we have been asked, like the legal aspects, documentation, how can I resell, when am I supposed to resell. So look out for our next session.
Bye.